Are you chasing a woman who never seems to truly care about you? You text first, you ask her out, you try to keep the conversation going, but all you get in return is indifference? If so, you need to hear this. She's not into you. The truth is simple. If a woman wants you, she will make it known. But if you constantly have to put in all the effort, if you feel like you're waiting for her attention, you're just wasting your time. In this video, I'll reveal 5 clear signs that she has no feelings for you. If you recognize more than one of these signs, it's time to walk away immediately. Don't become a desperate pursuer. Take back your self-respect. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and like if you're new here. It helps me keep bringing you more valuable content. Do you know the number one sign that a woman isn't interested in you? She never initiates contact. It's that simple. Yet, millions of men out there choose to ignore this sign. David, 42, a successful businessman, had just gone through a divorce after 15 years of marriage. His previous relationship had ended in emotional exhaustion and boredom. Now David was looking to bring excitement back into his life. Then, he met Emily, a younger, attractive woman with a smile that could melt any man. They exchanged numbers at a party, and that very night, David sent her a message. A simple text, "I really enjoyed meeting you tonight. Did you get home safely?" Emily responded, but it took over 3 hours. Her reply was shockingly brief. "I got home, thanks." No follow-up question, no sign of wanting to continue the conversation. David thought, maybe she just isn't much of a texter. The next day, he tried again. This time, she took half a day to reply with yet another dry response. "I'm busy today." Do you think David picked up on the signal and backed off? Of course not. Like many men, he came up with excuses for her lack of enthusiasm. Maybe she really is busy. Maybe she just doesn't like texting. Maybe I need to try harder. So David kept texting, 1 message a day, sometimes 2. He tried to start conversations, asked her questions, and looked for ways to spark her interest. But Emily's replies remained short, cold, and at times, she simply forgot to respond. Finally, David decided to try something different. He stopped texting first. He wanted to see if Emily would reach out to him. A day passed, no message. A week passed, still nothing. That's when David finally saw the truth. She was never interested in him. If a woman never initiates contact, she doesn't care about you. Stop lying to yourself that she's too busy. No one is too busy to send a 10-second text. You are simply not a priority to her. After realizing that Emily never texted first, David still wasn't ready to give up. He told himself, maybe she just doesn't like texting, but things will be different if we meet in person. So David started asking Emily out. First, he invited her for coffee on Saturday afternoon. Her response, "I'm busy, got family plans." Undeterred, he tried again the following week. "Are you free this weekend? I know a great Italian place." She replied, "Oh, too bad, I already have plans with friends." Twice in a row, she turned him down, but David still didn't stop. He thought maybe she really was busy, so he tried again. "How about Tuesday after work?" This time, Emily gave a softer rejection. "I'm not sure, this week is really packed." David started noticing a clear pattern. Every time he tried to meet up, Emily was always busy. More importantly, she never once suggested another time. If someone genuinely wants to see you but has other commitments, they'll say, "I'm not free Saturday, but I'm available Sunday." But Emily never did that. A smart man would read the signs and stop right there. But David, he kept lying to himself. A month later, the final reality check arrived. David was scrolling through Instagram and saw Emily posting pictures from her Saturday night out with another guy. Not at home with family, not busy like she claimed. That was the wake-up call. She wasn't busy, she just didn't want to spend time with him. This is a harsh truth many men refuse to accept. They tell themselves that maybe she really has a packed schedule, maybe she's going through a tough time, maybe they just need to be patient. But the reality is much simpler. If a woman likes you, she will make time for you. When a woman is genuinely interested, she wants to see you. No one is too busy to spare an hour for coffee, unless you're not a priority. If she keeps rejecting your invitations without ever offering another time, the truth is, she's just not into you. Don't turn yourself into a man waiting in vain. You deserve better. After multiple rejections, David finally got the chance to meet Emily. One day, out of nowhere, she texted him, "I'm free tonight, want to grab a drink?" David felt like he had just won the lottery. He thought, I was right to be patient, she just needed time. He immediately agreed and picked a high-end bar. That evening, when Emily walked in, she was just as stunning as the first time he met her. But within minutes, David started sensing something was off. Emily sat with a closed posture, her arms crossed, a classic defensive signal. She looked around the room more than she looked at David. When he spoke, she nodded absent-mindedly, occasionally offering a polite smile, but showing no real enthusiasm. David decided to run a simple test. He told a funny story about a disastrous business trip, one that had his friends laughing uncontrollably before. Emily, she gave a weak chuckle, nothing close to a genuine, engaged laugh. Throughout the night, she kept checking her phone, occasionally glancing at the time. When David casually touched her hand, she immediately pulled away, as if touching something hot. That's not the reaction of a woman who's attracted. That's when it hit David. Emily wasn't giving off any signs that she truly wanted to be there. Maybe she agreed to go out because she had nothing better to do, or maybe she simply enjoyed the feeling of being pursued. But one thing was clear, she had no real interest in him. Yet again, David tried to convince himself. Maybe she's just shy. Maybe she just needs time to warm up to me. But here's a truth every man needs to understand. Women don't need time to warm up to a man they're truly attracted to. If she likes you, you'll know. If a woman is interested in you, her body language will reflect it. She'll naturally lean in, maintain eye contact, smile warmly, and make unconscious gestures like playing with her hair or lightly touching you. On the other hand, if she sits with her arms crossed, avoids touch, or seems distracted, it means she's not attracted to you. David wasted too much time figuring this out. What about you? After a disappointing date, David still refused to give up. He told himself, maybe she was just tired or had something on her mind. Next time will be different. So he continued reaching out and asked Emily out again. She agreed, and they had dinner at a high-end restaurant. As usual, David tried to make the conversation engaging. He talked about his business, the projects he was working on, and his goals and passions in life. But throughout the entire meal, Emily just nodded or responded with short phrases like, "Oh, really?" or "That's cool." She didn't ask a single question about his work, his life, or his interests. No curiosity, no signs of engagement. David started noticing that every time they talked, the conversation was always about her. Emily loved talking about her travels, the new foods she wanted to try, and the movies she recently watched. But whenever David tried to shift the topic toward himself, she quickly lost focus, looked around the room, or checked her phone. The next time they met, David decided to run an experiment. Instead of talking about himself, he only asked her questions. Do you have any big plans for the future? Or, what excites you the most about your job? Emily eagerly responded, talking non-stop for 30 minutes about herself, without once asking David anything in return. At that moment, the truth became undeniable. She didn't care about him at all. David realized something important. When a woman genuinely likes you, she wants to get to know you. She'll ask about your work, your passions, and what excites you in life. She'll remember the little things you mention and bring them up in later conversations. But Emily? She didn't care. He was just another guy on the long list of men trying to win her attention. If a woman never asks about your life, it's because she's not interested in you. Pay attention to her level of investment in the conversation. If she only talks about herself and never shows curiosity about you, then you're just another guy chasing after her. David wasted too much time realizing this. You don't have to. Despite all the signs that Emily wasn't interested in him, David still held on to a sliver of hope. He thought, maybe she's just reserved and needs more time to open up. A common mistake many men make when chasing a woman who simply isn't into them. Then, on a Friday night, they met up again at their usual bar. This time, David decided to take a step back. No trying to impress her, no forcing laughs, just observing whether she actually wanted to be there. Not even 10 minutes in, Emily started talking about a male coworker. Today at the office, James helped me fix my computer. He's so smart, he knows everything, and he's super funny too. David raised an eyebrow. This wasn't the first time Emily had mentioned another man while out with him, but this time she didn't stop. Oh, and let me tell you something funny. The other day, I went hiking with a group of friends, and there was this guy, super cute, rugged looking, and hilarious. He seemed like the kind of person everyone just loves. David didn't know how to react. Here he was, sitting across from her, investing his time and money to build a connection, and yet she didn't see him as someone of value. He decided to test the waters one last time. That guy sounds like your type, huh? Emily shrugged. I don't know, but yeah, if someone like that pursued me, I'd probably consider it. That sentence cut straight into David's pride. This wasn't about she needs more time or she's just shy. She had absolutely no romantic interest in him. David realized one crucial thing. When a woman truly likes you, she won't talk about other men like this. She won't put you in the trustworthy older brother category while searching for a real man elsewhere. At that moment, David put his drink down, looked Emily in the eye, and said, I think I'm done here. Have a great night. He got up, paid the bill, and walked out without looking back. That was the moment he finally reclaimed his self-respect. If a woman constantly talks about other men in front of you, it's a clear sign that you're not her choice. A woman who is truly attracted to you won't make you feel overshadowed by the presence of other men. Don't be the fool sitting there listening to her gush about other guys while you're the one paying for dinner. David took far too long to realize a simple truth. When a woman isn't into you, everything becomes difficult. She won't text first, she'll always have an excuse to avoid seeing you. She won't engage in your conversations, she won't invest in getting to know you, and worst of all, she'll openly talk about other men right in front of you. If a woman is truly attracted to you, you won't have to guess. She'll want to talk to you, want to see you, want to learn about you, and she definitely won't make you feel like a backup option. The most important lesson: stop wasting your time chasing someone who doesn't want you in their life. Recognize the signs, walk away, and invest in people who actually value you. As a man, you should never beg for love. If you're not her number one choice, she's not worth your pursuit. Hold your head high and find someone who truly deserves your value. Thank you for watching. Support this amazing community by subscribing and turning on notifications now. Hit like and share your experience in the comments to spread positive energy today. Together, we can inspire and uplift each other on this journey.